everyone. Welcome to another episode of the 5% Club with David
Oh,
Pataki.
what? I'm here too? That's fantastic.
Yep, yep. Obviously, I'm doing this show with David, or else he wouldn't be on, the name of the podcast.
Oh, okay, yes. For sure. Yes, Maria, how you doing today?
Doing good, doing good. Just trying to stay warm. Good old Canadian spring, I guess, is what it is now.
Well, we were kind of fooled this year. We got January was probably the best January ever in the entire history of the world, I would imagine. But we're paying the price now. We're well into spring with my air quotes here, but it certainly doesn't feel like it. There's still snow on the ground and a little light dusting of snow today, overnight. I'm not sure about your area, but that's what's happening over here.
I like how it does light dustings of snow and then it warms up and then at night more snow. Like, come on, guys. Come on, Mother Nature. You gotta decide what you want to do. It's springtime.
Exactly. Well, I did get a motorcycle last year, right in the fall. I've not really had an opportunity to take it out, so I'm eagerly waiting for it to get warm enough. And
Yeah.
there was one evening it was warm enough that I was able to take it for a little spin into town and back, but still waiting for the warmer weather.
I know, be able to roll down the windows for those of us who like to take long country drives, which is me and my husband. We like love driving around in the summer, windows down, sunroof open, just feeling all that warm air. Can't wait. Can't wait for those good drives.
So, is that your Ferrari or your Maserati?
Oh, the Maserati for sure. No, we call it the Grandma Mobile. It's a
Oh,
Toyota Corolla that's ancient. So, but it works good. It's a workhorse. Good old Toyota.
that's right. Well, little finance hack right there, Maria. Just if you can have a used vehicle that you don't have to have any payments for, then you have that less stress every month. So I'm in the same boat over here. I just pay off. I just buy some decent used vehicles. Don't have the monthly payments. I'm not a car geek. I don't need to have the sleekest mobile out there with all the bells and whistles. I just want to get from point A to point B and cost me the least amount of money.
Hmm. For sure, for sure. Especially if you don't have to drive a lot. Like, me and you, we both work from home. Our spouses work outside the home. So, get a car that can works with your situation, really. If you don't need a big, fancy, hard working horse car, then don't buy those high roller ones. So, anyways, now that we kind of gotten off topic a little bit, do you want to review so if you this is your first time joining us at the 5% Club, we assign homework if you decide to do it or not. It's up to you. But for last episode, David, you want to tell us what the homework assignment was?
Well, we did talk about we talked about the irresistible offer. Like, what can you offer that is irresistible for your prospects that they will want to click on? And you usually this is or act in some way. So it's a call to action. And typically you want that to be find out more information or click on here and I will teach you 5 tricks on how to solve your problem. Right? You want to give them value right from the beginning. That's low resistant, high value. It will get the customers, the prospects who want to know more about you, the opportunity to click. Because the last thing you want to do is say, hey, call me. Because they know, most people know right off the bat, that's just oh, call me so I can sell you on my business. And yet, typically that's what you want to do. However, that's high resistance. They want something where they can read or add value, watch a video, watch a demonstration of your product, how it can save you money, save you time, solve their problem, whatever it is. Because remember, ultimately, your prospects all have a problem that they want solved. And if they could see your solution, your product solving their problem, then you're going to move them along the buyer's journey, and they're going to be more apt to buy from you when the time is when they're ready to when they're actually ready to buy.
Yeah. So write down what your irresistible offer is, and then start creating a strategic plan on how you can utilize that in your advertising or just in your everyday conversation. Awesome. And if this is your first time listening to us, welcome. And we hope you learned something new and do the homework assignment for this episode and the ones to come. So today, David, I thought we could touch upon something we spoke about actually in some previous episodes, and it is a drip campaign. With the buyer's journey that we talked about in the previous episode, some people might not be ready to buy from your business right now. Some people are on the fence, whereas other people are like, here's my money, take my money, give me your service, give me your product. But to be able to move people from different phases of the buyer's journey, we need to maybe put them in a drip campaign. So what is a drip campaign?
I'm just gonna just go back one step there and just better explain the buyer's journey. You touched on it there, Maria. Yeah, so people there were basically three different areas of the buyer's journey. At the beginning, when they decide that they want to buy something, they're always thinking about what are the benefits of me buying this. So they're looking for information or gathering, doing research and figuring out why it is what's going to make it better for them, right? And then the second phase is why shouldn't I buy it? So they got objections in their mind that they want to overcome to make sure that they're making a proper buying decision. So that uh, where the drip campaign comes in, it helps them move along there because you're going to continually feed them valuable information to help them move along that buyer's journey. And then the third section of the buyer's journey is the now buyers. These are the people that have decided that now I need to buy, or now that I want to buy. I've already gone through what's in it for me, why shouldn't I buy it, and now I'm ready to buy it. I've overcome all the objections. I'm ready to now buy. Now, when we so this is sort of a last episode and this episode sort of go hand in hand, because really what you want to do in most cases, you want the prospect. Oh, and by the way, you have to rewind because every episode builds on every episode here. So if you're new and you're just jumping onto this episode right now, I encourage you to go back to the beginning of season 2, because again they build on each other. Basically, I'm giving you a roadmap on how you can grow your business to take it to the next level. That's what Maria and I are here for, is to help you as a business owner get out of your way, learn new strategies that they're proven, that work, and they build on one another. So last week we talked about the uh, irresistible offer. Now that offer can be in a print material, but most likely it's an online opportunity to reach your prospect. And when you know what your market dominating position is, again, rewind if you haven't if you're not sure what that is, then you know that your marketing is targeting the target market that you want to service. So that headline, well, that's the one thing we haven't done either, Maria. We have to talk about that too. Uh, that'll be a future episode. That's a future episode. But once you've talked to them, and they're reading your ad, the offer, you want to engage them. You want to take them one step further. Now, that's typically emailing or clicking a button that allows them to put in their email so that you can then send them information. Again, it needs to be valuable information. It can't be just, oh, buy from me because I'm the best. I have the best service, the best price, the best whatever. No, that's not what the prospect is looking for. And you're going to turn them off right away if that's what your first drip campaign is going to be, or the first step of your drip campaign. It needs to be of value. How is your product going to better serve or better um, solve the problem that your prospect has? So that is the main thing that you need to keep in mind, because that will move them further down the buyer's journey than any other buy for me, get 10% off. And by the way, discounts, they only work for people that are in the now buying mode. They've already realized that they're ready to buy. They've overcome the objections. Now they're looking for the best place to buy the product from. So yeah, if you have a product that they're, oh, act now, get 10% off your product. Well, yes, you're going to attract the now buyers. But remember, 80% of your uh, uh, target market prospects won't buy from you until you get to the fifth, to sometimes as long as the 12th point of contact. So the drip campaign is the best way to move them along. And if you can give them value every time, every step of the way, the first touch point, second touch point, third touch point, and yes, they could buy sooner. The more value you add, the more information that you can give them to help them make that decision, the faster they're actually going to buy from you. If you're into eighth and the 10th part of your drip campaign, maybe that is now when you want to put in a 10% discount or act now and get a bonus, that type of stuff. But save that for further along in your drip campaign.
Yeah, so the most traditional way of doing a drip campaign is, via an email, so a newsletter, things like that. I was talking actually to a business owner not too long ago, and I was asking them like, "Oh, what's your thought about, email marketing?" Because that's something that we've been thinking about is sending out emails on a relatively regular basis, just staying in touch with people more often. Um, and they were like, well, obviously, we all get a bunch of emails from either different stores that we go to or different people we come in contact with. And most of the time, we just either delete them or throw them into the spam folder because we get constantly, sometimes weekly, from the same people get emails, and that can be overwhelming. And you just kind of put them on mute every time you see like their email come up. So you have to figure out what works best for your business. Would it'd be better for you to send out an email to people every 2 weeks, once a month, just, staying updated, being like, hey, how are you? Hope you're doing great. Here's what me and my business are doing. Here's some new things that we're starting to work on. Here's a beta program that we need some people to test out for us. Having contact with them, but not overwhelming them at the same time.
Yep, excellent point there. And by the way, it doesn't always have to be the digital electronic way of doing things. In this, in 2023, we think, okay, yes, it's super easy to set up. Well, maybe not super easy, but it's very economical now to set up a drip campaign through email, especially when it comes to MailChimp and that type of service that you can have up to, X amount of customers without paying. It gives you limited options, but it's still a good way to get into it. So you could consider, the first point of contact could be an email with here's 5 steps on how to solve your problem or to make your problem easier. But in that campaign, you could also say, send me your address and I will send you a booklet or a book or a special bonus or a free gift, something like that, that again helps them. You do want to think outside the box. We probably say this a lot, or at least think about it a lot. We may not say that exact expression, but the whole point here is that we have to look at what, again, it depends on what it is, the product and the service that you're selling. Service, it's hard to send a free gift, unless it's perhaps it's a free invitation to a demonstration or a little informational talk that you're going to hold at the local hotel or whatever. And in that, if you're going to do something like that, you want to make sure that, again, it's a value and it isn't just something that's going to waste their time. So you should definitely have refreshments. It should be a bit of an investment on your side. Obviously, you're paying for the room, but you should pay for some refreshments. Obviously, don't break the bank on this, but make it worth them talking about so that when they walk away, they can go, oh, yeah, I just went and saw Maria speak. It was great. It was good environment. There was music playing. It felt like a rock star. Maria was amazing up there. We had these nice little cupcakes and, cappuccinos or whatever it is. The point is that, whatever you do, first of all, it's got to work with your target market, right? And by the way, your target market might be very small and very niche, which is actually better if you could do that, because you can speak 100% directly to them in your messaging. And if they don't, if they don't engage in what you're doing, then they're not your target market, or your message is a little bit off and you might have to tweak it. But the point is, it's the more niche your target market is, the easier it is to speak directly to them.
Yeah. And that's, if you listen to some prior episodes, we kind of talked about trying to figure out who your ideal clients and your target market is. And so obviously we all have different target markets, and different sectors of our business have different kinds of target market as well. So we might need to think of different drip campaigns and different strategies for each one of those. And, that's okay. Just start with one. Once that one becomes more self-sufficient, you can move on to another one. So don't be overwhelmed thinking, oh my gosh, I have to think of a drip campaign for all of my target markets. Nah, just start with one and then slowly move on from there.
Excellent point, Maria. That's why we do this together, because we complement each other. We great business partners, bring a lot to the table from each side, and that's kind of almost a prelude to our next episode. But I'm not going to say any more until you're going to have to
Spoiler
tune
alert.
in. You have to tune in to our next episode, because it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, yeah. So another drip campaign that kind of just came to mind not too long ago is our social media. Sometimes we think of just posting on social media, like our weekly Facebook business page posting. That can turn into a drip campaign if you're also posting to other groups. I know I do that, especially for when it comes to tax time. I do a bunch of personal and family taxes. So I don't just post being like, hey, I'm an accountant, here's my number, contact me. But I also post things that are informative, like, oh, here's the due date. Your due date's coming up in a couple weeks. Make sure you're on top of your taxes. Here's some very common taxes that people, or common, mistakes people make on their taxes. Here's some tips on how to prevent that if you're doing your own. As well as any new tax credits. So I give out a bunch of information when I post to other groups and onto my page. So think about what information can you put on social media and then easily share that to other groups. And that will just be your social media branch of the drip campaign. So there's more than one way to skin a cat when it comes to campaigns.
Yeah, excellent point there. Yeah, we do that as a business on the tax side of things. We are putting out tax tips, investment tips, what to do with your refund tips and all that fun stuff. Get people thinking about it. Again, it's about adding value every step of the way. Again, if you're known to give value, it doesn't matter what step or what process where they're along in working with you, whether it's a prospect or whether they're 5 years into working with you. If you've continued to give them value, then they're going to do nothing but rave about you. When especially when someone says, what's going on with this, or I have this problem in my life, and then your prospect will go, oh, you know what? I was just talking to Maria, or Maria solve that problem for me last year. You need to call Maria, or David, he helped me get over that hurdle in my business. You need to talk to him, and so on and so forth. So that's why you should always add value to your business or your customers every step of the way.
100%. Well, I think there's a lot of information to take in and absorb. So our homework assignment for this episode would be, to set up your offer and put them into an email database. Database, I guess depends on how you wish to pronounce it over wherever you are. So, set up an offer, that will set people into an email campaign. And that will be your homework for this episode.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go a little bit harder on this. So up until now, we've asked people to just write stuff down, think about it, write stuff down. This is the first time I'm actually challenging each business owner out there to physically set up a drip campaign. You know, grab Mailchimp. I'm sure there's other free email clients out there that you can set up. You know, and even if it's just if you only have 3 emails, don't worry about it. Just set something up now, some sort of landing page that gives them an offer. Even if you have to manually email them the offer or the informational product or that you want to send them, so be it. So you need to create some sort of information, right? It could even just be a simple email with 5 written out steps. So somewhere on your, now it could be on any kind of social media, it could be on your website, but I challenge you to set something up to again, address their need and let them know that you've got a quick 5 step process to help them move along their part, move along from their problem, and then get them to send you their email so that you can then email them some sort of information, whether it's a PDF with it, whether it's, like I said, just a straight up email, whatever it is. I challenge you to do that. If you're having any issues coming up with some ideas on what your offer should be, please send us a line, email us. I don't know if we actually have that. We don't say it on air very often, but I think you could do it, David at yourfsmatrix.com. If you have any questions, please email me right away, and I will look at it. Put it a comment in the comment section. I need help with my offer, and then no charge to that. We will happily give you some suggestions on how to move forward with that offer. So that's your homework. I challenge you to physically do something to help your business move forward.
Yep. And we always love hearing from you, even if you don't need help with your offer. If you just want to, let us know how amazing we are. We love to hear that too. Or if you have ideas or questions of things you want us to answer, you can always reach out to us via email or on all the social media platforms. We are at Your FS Matrix. F as in Frank, S as in Sam, Matrix, like the movie. And we love hearing from you, and we love to hear any reviews that you might have. Um, Anything else you want to chat about, David, before we run off?
No, I think it's a shorter one, but I think it's packed full of information. So I would even recommend that you re-listen to this episode. Lots in there. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. We'd be happy to assist you. And as I say every episode, if you don't know where you're going, any road will get you there.
All right, and we will help you along that road. So we will see you, and you will hear from us next time. Have a good one.
Cheers.